lively this round than going in.
Yeah.
Going in, all he did was a few little they think it's a him because I was told it's smaller than the one up there, and he said girls have more speckled belly feathers.
Kenny, the Ashcroft Osprey, was released back into the wild today. The Osprey had been staying in the BC Wildlife Park in Kamloops, where it was undergoing assessment for possible injuries. The Osprey was discovered by Ashcroft resident Ermis Koulos. While he was on one of his daily walks, he noticed the bird tangled up in wiring.
My wife and I called the BC Hydro to see if there's anything they could do about it, and sure enough, they did. They came down and they did the best they could to release it from that twine, and then they put it back on the nest after a few hours labor there, and it seemed to be okay.
The next day, Ermis's wife found the osprey by the river where it seemed to be injured.
And then we didn't quite know what to do, and we phoned a number of people. Finally, we did manage to get to the wildlife park in Kamloops, and they suggested sending the bird to them. And the bird ended up in their place, and she is now back.
Animal lover Jen Eaton volunteered to transport the osprey to BC Wildlife Park, and today brought the osprey back to his home.
The vet checked yesterday and said there are no issues with this bird. There's no reason why it can't go home. So I went in today and I got it and I brought it home, hoping it'll take flight back up to its nest.
Jenny named the osprey Kenny after Kenny Rogers, with the hopes that he will soon find his dolly. With a passion for wildlife, there was no question she wouldn't help out.
And I love animals. If I could, I would bring them all home and my husband would totally divorce me then.
The osprey will continue to be monitored, and if he doesn't go back up to his nest or ends up falling out, he will then be transported back to BC Wildlife. Until then, residents are asked to keep away from him.
Just stay away from the bird, let it do its thing. He will probably take off on his own, more than likely after we leave, because that's how animals are. But it's like any wildlife, just leave it alone.
For Sun Valley News in Ashcroft, British Columbia, I'm Dana Foster.